Jazz Band and great playing after Bill. Really, wow, amazing. Good work, isn't it? And our own drum corps, indeed. Yeah. Very good. Well, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful room filled with light and healing, and wow, you brought that all together. Good. We're in great company this morning. We can give it all into this space of healing, whatever it is. So, I'm struck. McDonald's. That's. I was, maybe like the tragic need for hair implants or something like that. But McDonald's, well, hey. It's good to be here. And that other song that the Unity Jazz Band, We Shall Live Again. What a great, I think Easter has officially begun for all of us with that beautiful ghost dance song, We Shall Live Again. And that's the spirit that we're embracing and moving into. And so, yay. These beautiful babies we have here. And yay. All right. Well, the book that we're with, How Then Shall We Live, by Reverend Wayne Muller. Sometimes I use books for the content that's in them, and sometimes the content provides an idea to spring forth from. It's who knows. And this week it was more, the title of the chapter was Love and Truth. And so as I was with that title of that chapter, I began to think about the love that I have for truth that I've encountered in unity. And again, as I say that, this is the same truth that we encounter all around the world in different ways, under different circumstances. But I just thought, well, that was coming to me, and what would those particular truths be? And they're many and varied. But and then during the course of the week, across my desk came this beautiful little pamphlet produced by Silent Unity called Music of the Soul, Treasured Poems from Unity. So brace yourself for another round of poetry. I think poetry is an expression of the love of truth. It is an expression of the love that we have for truth. Now, that can be spiritual truth. It can be truth in many of its guises. And I'm a great appreciator and fan of poetry. But in particular, this morning, we're going to visit some beautiful old Unity poems and use those as a vehicle for the expression of my love and our love for the truth that we encounter in unity. So, without further ado, this one is entitled The Instrument, and it's by Dorothy A. Stickle. Because the world needs cheering. And I don't know how old this poem is, but there's nothing new under the sun, I suppose. I just love that first line. Because the world needs cheering, doesn't it? A wind harp I will be that vibrates with the beauty of God's own melody. No inharmonious thinking must ever mar the chords. My task is just the tuning. The music is the Lord's. I love that because one of the truths I've encountered in unity that I very much appreciate, and again, this truth is to be found everywhere around the world and in all the great traditions. But one of the truths that I've really, really appreciated is that unity has taught me that God, what we call God, God is a word we use to describe a mystery. As I've said before, my working definition of that word right now is presence of blessing. The presence of blessing is always with me. I am always in that presence of blessing. And so that is a given, that is a truth, that is a fact of our existence. And given that fact, we have a work to do. We have a work to do. We can't just sit on our hands and expect that good to come flowing in forceful and powerful ways into our experience. I mean, it does already. No matter how miserable and out of tune we are, usually our hearts are still beating, our lungs are still expanding, the systems and functions of our body are being governed. So we're being blessed, but we're talking about a fuller measure of God's blessings, a fuller measure of the abundance from this presence of blessing. And so, as Dorothy says here, my task is just the tuning. The music is there, the blessings are there, but we must attune ourselves, align ourselves, come into harmony with, position ourselves, be open and receptive, believing, and then receive this fuller measure. This is descriptive of our relationship with what we call spirit. So I love that. And it begs the question, are we and how are we? We're all saddled with, so to speak, stories and experiences of life, and it can be trying to bring ourselves to that place of openness and receptivity sometimes. But that is our work. That is our work. And so I love that reminder. This one's called The Waiting Kingdom, Clarence Edwin Flynn. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, not in some distant point in space, not far out among the unborn years, nor in some mysterious spot, nor beyond some lock-bound gate or forbidding barrier, nor in one place or another, but here at our fingertips. The kingdom is nothing new. The Master did not bring it. He only came to tell us it had always been here, waiting within our reach, ready to be taken up at any time. Not something to be found, but something to be accepted. The kingdom of heaven is a possibility, ready to be made into an actuality. We shall have it when we reach out and take it. When enough of us do so, the world will have it too. So again, that great reminder that heaven is here right now in our midst. And we must be about the receiving of that heaven, the direct experience of it. We must be about, that's our work again. We must be about that as individuals, letting nothing come between us and that work, along with all the other work we're called to do. That is at the top of our list, to receive the kingdom of heaven. And then I love this idea that we also come across in unity, that when enough people realize that and directly encounter that truth, then the world will have it too. That is the real solution. Beyond laws and legislation and have-tos, there's a growing realization that we are naturals at compassion, kindness, generosity, joy, peace. We don't need other agencies to force us to behave in certain ways. We are free-born men and women in the truth of our being. But it takes our direct experience of that. We touch it and it springs forth like a fountain, and nothing can keep it down. I'm reminded, in my office I have a poster of Bob Marley, and affixed to that poster I have affixed a sheet with the lyrics to one of his songs. Is it Get Up, Stand Up? Get Up, Stand Up. And I love it, and here's part of it. It says, "Preacher,